Scots Nation, we've got a special guest this week. Our very first head coach on the podcast, Coach Brienna Laskowski. In her third year at Maryville, is the third volleyball coach in the program's history. She started as an assistant in 2022, stepped up as an interim in 2023, and now as head coach, she's shaping the future of the team. Please join me in welcoming Coach Brienna Laskowski. Coach, let's start with your background before Maryville, your time as a graduate assistant, and your playing careers at Peace.
Yeah, so I played college ball at William Peace University under Nicole Behringer, and she was probably the best coach I could have ever had in that phase of my life. She was a no-nonsense coach, and I brought nonsense every day. She cared so much more about who we were as individuals rather than, players on the court. Obviously, physically, she helped me get better, but I just wasn't a great student, and she just pushed and pushed and pushed, and there were days that I didn't love her, but I look back and I'm incredibly thankful for her tough love and her support through my career, and she's absolutely the reason I was so successful there. Fast forward, I got a GA position up in Milwaukee at Wisconsin Lutheran. That was coached by Jenny Lee Voss, and she is an exceptional human being, mom, wife, coach. There I really learned that I could be it all one day. She is an All-American from Michigan State, so she had an incredibly high volleyball IQ, and it's just a perfect place to jumpstart a career. I also got to coach at Milwaukee Sting in the off-season there. Sting is one of the best clubs in the country and by far has one of the best coaching staffs I've ever been a part of. So both programs really pouring into me. I just kind of took that year to soak it all in and felt like I was good to go when I got here, prepared for sure.
Yeah, so last year you were kind of thrown into the fire right before the season began. How do you think your coaching style evolved as this season went on, and what lessons did you learn from that first year?
Man, evolved it has. I was definitely coaching as if I was still a player. As an athlete, I was super dominant, demanding, wanted perfection all the time. Really difficult and tough to carry into a new team that had just lost their long-term coach. So I had to pivot a lot, and I'm incredibly thankful for the girls because they were all so young but so patient with me. I think that's where you see towards the end of the season last year we really started to mesh and gel. I just started kind of being more patient, allowing them to make their mistakes and learn the new offense, learn the new defense, and we got a lot further when we were patient. So
I've been able to go on the road with you guys the past couple weekends, and one thing you always say is that preparation starts the night before. It starts with their minds and their bodies. And can you just talk about that approach and what it means?
Yeah, so game day prep does start the night before. We obviously do our job as a staff to feed them well, make sure they're in bed at a certain time, up at a certain time, and at our facilities with plenty of time to see a trainer and just mentally prepare. But we do put some responsibility on our individual athletes to find their own magic number, we say. On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe you perform better at a 4 and maybe someone else performs better at a 6. So we make sure that they are dialed in, especially on the bus ride over, to get themselves at the number that they need to be at so that they are performing at their best.
So speaking of game day preparation, sometimes you'll make a stop and you'll look up and Coach Garland's just disappeared. You might see him walking across the road and he's, over there trying to get a unsweet tea with a little splash of sweet tea in it.
Yes.
And I guess that goes with game day preparation as well.
100%. If Coach Garland doesn't have his unsweet tea with a splash of sweet, then we're in big trouble. We have to get that man sweet tea.
After 2 big wins this weekend versus future SAA foes, Sewanee and Oglethorpe, you told your team that the goal isn't to win the conference championship just yet, but to keep preparing and winning so that come mid-November, they're ready to go. Can you talk about how practices help to build that mindset?
Yeah, so we kind of like I said earlier, practicing a little bit of patience as a coaching staff. Obviously, we're all competitors and we want to win right now, but we have to allow ourselves this room to grow and evolve as a team and as a program. So we're just really focusing on next game mentality, the same way we tell our girls in games and in practices, next ball mentality. We can't really change the things that have happened, but we can learn from them. And now our focus is discipline and getting better with each rep, each opportunity on the court. So obviously took a tough loss to Berea, but our focus in practice this week was just being better than what we were on Tuesday. So I think we just kind of focused and we're super disciplined at practice. I think Coach Andrew and Kenzie did a really nice job of holding our girls accountable. And we were just ready to go this weekend. They played loose, played free, and it was nice wins.
Last year, you got a taste of playing in the conference championships, but came up just short. How do you think that experience helped shape the team this year so that they can take that next step?
Yeah. Last year we were so young, coaching staff included. So I think, we had 3 returning starters last season and no seniors. This year, it's completely different. We've got 5 returning starters and they're all juniors and seniors. Couple that with a couple of really nice freshmen, and I think we look really good, really good. I think, that loss was tough for them, but I don't think that we were ready. I think this year we're definitely a better team, wiser, more patient, more focused, and I think if we keep riding, our wave and doing our thing, then I think we can be really successful postseason.
So we've talked before about trying to improve the overall game day experience here at Maryville College, not just by getting more students in the stands, but also engaging the Maryville community as a whole. And you've got some theme nights planned this year. Can you talk on those and maybe the inspiration behind them?
Yeah. So coaches' ideas are 9 times out of 10 always stolen from another coach. So I got mine from Jenny Lee, and I loved everything it did in that community there. So I knew when I came here that that's something we wanted to bring here. Maryville's such an incredible community. It's a tight community, and I want our girls to feel that and feel the love and support of just college athletics as a whole. So obviously our goal as a staff is to drive spectator attendance, but also to connect with our community. I want our girls to see the alums in the stands and get to hear and learn from their stories. I want them to see the little kids from all the grade schools in the area and connect with them, and honestly act as mentors for them, role models, give them different opportunities to connect, really.
So a lot of your coaching staff is on a new startup volleyball club directed by your assistant, Andrew Garland. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're actually so excited. It's called Triple F. We're just looking for something new and something fresh in Knoxville, something that's competitive but extremely supportive and focused on, whole athlete, not just the physical pieces that they can provide. Andrew is an exceptional coach, passionate, fiery, and has a wealth of experience. So honestly, getting to coach with him here and then getting to coach with him there is an incredible opportunity for our staff. Mackenzie will also be helping out with Triple F, and I think that is just obviously building our connections a little bit more, but you're just growing the game in the area. It helps with, recruiting out of the area. I'd love to find more Tennessee kids that are extremely talented and love the area and want to stay close to home. So yeah, Triple F is an awesome opportunity, not only for Andrew, but for our staff and our program.
So you've got the little red bracelet on that you and Coach Garland were handing out.
Yeah.
It says on there, "Why not me? Why not now?" Can you touch on what that means and how you use that in the club and in your program?
Yeah, so this is something I think Lee came out with. But yeah, I think sometimes athletes are just waiting for things to fall in their lap, success to just come, and you have to go get it. And we tell our girls all the time, if someone comes in about playing time or if someone doesn't like where they're at on the depth charts, it's on them. It really is. We can provide the opportunities and the reps and practices and games, but it's on them to go get it, and they do. They have to have that why not me, why not now mentality to just go get it.
So this year you did a little off-season conditioning. You had the girls running on the beach. Can you talk about that? Because that's something that's not really been done here in the program before, right?
Yeah, I think they've done some preseason stuff, but I think we just upped it this year. I wanted the girls to come in and be prepared physically for a long season. Obviously, our goal is to play through, mid to end November, and in order to do that, we needed to be in shape and we needed to be physically prepared. There's also a mental piece in that. I think the girls were a little scared of what preseason held, but we told them at the end of it, you can do hard things, and we've said that a few times and situations that we've kind of tackled, but they've been hard because I want them to understand a conference championship. Winning that is going to be difficult no matter who we face. Playing in the NCAA tournament is going to be difficult no matter who we face, and I want the girls to know that they can do hard things.
As you look ahead, what are your long-term goals for the program, and what do you hope to accomplish in the next few seasons here?
Yeah, I think like we've talked about, connecting with our community is really, really big. I don't want the girls here for 4 years and just taking from it. I do want them to give back and to pour in. We talk all the time about pouring into each other and our program, so I want them to pour into the community that's, they're home for 4 years. I really want to drive more, relationships with alums. There's an incredible alumni base, extremely talented alumni base here, and I want our girls to learn from their stories and their experiences. So getting more connected with them, I think, is a really big goal. And then obviously winning. We want to win. It sounds crazy, but I want to win a national championship. I'm not naive to know that we need to start small, but we do. We want to win, and we want to win on every possible level.
Scots Nation, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Tartan Talk. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you're on YouTube, click the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Check out Coach Laskowski's team on the road the 28th as they face Belhaven and Piedmont in a doubleheader before coming back home on October 1st for MC Faculty and Staff Night versus Berea.